Hello everyone and welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway this beautiful Memorial Day weekend for the running of the Kleenex 350 at Texas. This week is the patriotic weekend for the Truck Series and the Cup Series, so you're going to be seeing a lot of those nice red, white, and blue paint schemes out on the track this weekend here at Texas. 40 drivers, of course, like all the other truck races, and it's a 67-lap event here at the Texas Motor Speedway. The last time we were here was about 2 years ago. Luke Rainey took home the victory in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. The trucks I don't think have ever ran at Texas. This will be their first time here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Alex Beniaco in the Brisk Iced Tea number 83 starts on pole. Alongside him is the United Rentals 84. In second, that is Roger Ray. In row number 2, Antoine Smith in the 00 has a very nice looking paint scheme this weekend. A Kroger red, white, and blue scheme. But in third, Colton Yo in the 21, the Mrs. Baird's Bread Bakery, number 21 for Texas Star Racing. He rolls off third today. Right now sitting 8th in the standings. Colton Lane and Patrick Smith roll off in row 3. Patrick Smith happy to have another ride here, and this could be a season where he could be the pull off the upset and be a part-time driver to win today. And Ethan Head in the 17 running a red, white, and blue rig-up paint scheme. They're in that number 17 truck, starting 7th today, the third highest SBR driver, but the good thing about that, he's still inside the top 10. Great run so far for him this weekend. And Riley Spurleytube, he's also in a red, white, and blue paint scheme in that number 28. Jose Perez and Eli Bright repping the red, white, and blue colors in 9th and 10th. Austin Murray in 11th. And Cordell Smith, the hometown driver, the home state driver, one of multiple Texas drivers here in the field. Cordell Smith rolling off in the 12th position. But of course, you cannot count out, as we said, Spurleytube 8th, Bright in 10th, and Colton Yo in 3rd. That's 3 of the 4 Texas Star Racing drivers in the grid. They're trying to win in front of the home crowd. Looking further back, you got Adam Mitchell starting inside the top 14. He's in that number 25. Eric Monaco in the 72 the first week. As we know that Smart Motorsports will be closing at the end of the year. Jay Jefferson rolls off 17th, your only repeat winner in the trucks this season. He is in that number 48 team. And a shout out to Harmon Benning Peterson. They will not be running the full race, but they did start 19th. And Irving Allison, you see that blue and red car just in front of Luke Rainey there. He's running a Spanish color this weekend. It's not just for American Memorial Day, it's for all countries who want to support their country this weekend. Jesse Turner's in the USAF paint scheme. You got guys further back. Sebastian Kukulon starting pretty far back there. Cody Goforth is in a red, white, and blue paint scheme as well. William Duncan making another start this weekend here. Tech Wear number 29. Anderson Reed, Anjado, they went out for a couple red, white, and blue schemes. But a lot of teams are also running schemes that are just red, white, and blue. And the regular schemes, you see the 89, the Valvoline colors, as well as the 16 in the red and white. Alex Fletcher driving this race. He has a Canadian paint scheme for that number 32 team. Peter Onjak with the red, white, and blue 44. Larry's Lemonade coming on too. Zachary Fitzwater's team this season for, I believe, another 6 races. Nice to see this 59 team getting sponsorships, though, but their team very scary. They could be losing all their funding soon as they go. But 2 drivers at the back of this one, Zachary DeLello and not Joseph Strigley in the 63. It's Diego Yepes in the 63. Yepes filling in for the injured Strigley after that incident at Pocono. Hopefully, Strigley will be back in the 63 in the coming weeks. Those 2 failed inspection. We're going to go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at Texas. Let's go ahead, get ready for the Kleenex 350 at the Texas Motor Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in all 20 Crown Royal Truck Series races this season. This weekend, it is Alex Beniaco for Shade Burkhardt Racing putting the Brisk Iced Tea number 83 on pole, looking to get SBR their second win of the season. Can Alex go from pole to win here at Texas to finally break through and get his first truck win? Let's wait and see after 67 laps in the Kleenex 350. With that, the engines are fired. We are ready to roll off here for 67 laps at the Texas Motor Speedway. Alex Beniaco and Roger Ray on row 1. Colton Yo, who's been shocking everyone this season, all season long. He's still inside the top 10 in the points. He's right now would be the last driver in on points as he is 8th in the standings. But this 21 team, it's not out of the question that he could pull off a win today. That'd be very nice to see for Colton Yo if that team could come home with a race victory and possibly even lock themselves in to a playoff spot. One driver that's been on the move, though, and we want to make sure to note out his Spanish paint scheme, that number 82, the Fifth Third Bank, number 82 of Irving Allison. He is 17th in points after Pocono. 3 weeks ago, he was outside of the top 30 in points, and now he had a race win at South Boston, 2 great finishes at Pocono, or at least some great runs at Pocono, and now he sits 17th in points, ready to snag a chase spot. Jay Jefferson back there as well, but we got a lot of drivers up here. The fans are on their feet. The American flags are out in the crowd, but you also got the Spanish and Canadian teams repping their stuff down here today. It's going to be very exciting for 67 laps. We'll see what'll happen here at Texas. Benyako and Ray are going to lead us down. 2 of the top drivers, the first and second place drivers in the point standings, coming down the front straightaway. Benyako and Ray lead us down. Green flags in the air. We are racing at Texas. Rushing off of turn 2, you saw the bright sunlight there as the sun's going down here at Texas Motor Speedway. Benyako trying to carry himself clear into the race lead, but Colton Yo fighting right back in that 21. Coming across the line, first time by. Here comes Yo to the inside. Benyako will lead that lap, but Colton Yo putting up a fight for that Texas Star Racing program right in second already. It's 2 laps in now as we are on lap number 2. Roger Ray in the 84 trying to get a nose there to underneath. Look at Ethan Head power up the middle in that 17. Split his teammate Antoine Smith and Jose Perez 3 wide back there. What a move by Ethan Head to get himself into the top 5. Coming off the corner now up in front. Benyako trying to pull away. Colton Lane trying to fight the 21 of Colton Yo. You got the 84 of Roger Ray. Now Ethan Head, Antoine Smith getting up there, and Head's going to move that 84 out. They are getting very aggressive. Ethan Head's really aggressive early on, and that was close to making just a giant crash. Now that's going to cost him a lot of time. Here comes Perez, Austin Murray. Jay Jefferson started this race 17th. He's already inside the top 10. Patrick Smith going 3 wide on Ethan Head. But up in front now, Antoine Smith going after Colton Lane for third. We have had so many crazy moves already. We're only 3 laps into this Texas race. Lane's going to power back on the outside now. Jose Perez in the 35 fighting there. Again, that camera angle is going to be pretty tough to see from when these cars are coming out of there because of the sunset here at Texas. But right now, 3 wide further back. Look at that field. There's 3 wide in the very back. Look at Zachary DeLello. Let's go back to them. DeLello and Diego Yepes started this race from the last row. DeLello just picked up. He was 34th last time by up to 28. That's 6 spots in 1 lap here, and he's still charging to the front. But again, that inside line could be costly coming on around there. Also, we want to point out Priya McShane in the 12 this week. Cody Smart has been indefinitely suspended by the NSDCA, so now the 12 team does not have a driver for the full time this season. So Priya McShane, Kyle Corbett most likely going to be the one stepping into that ride. Texas is a very fast track. To see Ethan Head, that early move has really screwed him and Roger Ray up. They're both outside of the top 10 now. But Texas is a very fast track, and you'll be seeing a lot of dive bomb passes and stuff. But look at Alex Benyako, already out to at least a second, maybe a second and a half over the rest of this grid. Look, though, in 7th, Jay Jefferson has already gained 10 spots on this race. He and Zachary DeLello have to be the biggest movers right now. But right now, Jefferson just outside the top 5. You got Jose Perez, Patrick Smith, Antoine Smith, Colton Yo all in front of him. Eli Bright as well, Riley Spurlitube. Texas Star Racing really coming out with the red, white, and blue this weekend, including Colton Yo. That's his regular paint scheme, but there is some red on that side of that number 21. But Alex Benyako and the Brisk Ice T83 is gone. Look at the back of this grid. There's Zachary Fitzwater in the 59. He needs some good runs soon, or his truck team's probably going to close. There's Diego Yepes in the 63 trying to drive his way through. Alex Benyako will be in the 63 Cup car at Texas World tomorrow. But right now, 3 wide right back here. We're just making a look through the field. Zachary Racing getting off to a struggle. Aiden Smith just almost ran over William Duncan. Anderson Reed's been having a bad problem. There's Austin Johnson. He's won here before in the 77 car, and it was one of the most daring moves at the end of the Texas race a couple of years ago in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Dusty Neal was dominating that race in his rookie season. The 77 got to his inside, actually moved him out of the way, just like Ethan Head tried to do to Roger Ray early in this race. Johnson moved him up out of the way. Neal couldn't get him back, and Austin Johnson went on to win. That was his first win in the NSDCA. Now he's in a truck trying to do the same thing here. He's starting pretty far back in it, though. You see Irving Allison fighting Cordell Smith up there as well. 3 wide between some dodges. Eli Bright dropping back. Spurley Tube and Ray moving up. There is Jefferson now. That 48 truck into the 5th position and gaining now 4th on Colton Yo, and he is on a mission, an absolute mission here in Texas to go 3 in a row. There has not been in NSDCA history a driver who has won 3 races in a row, and Jay Jefferson is looking to do just that today. He's already up now fighting for that second, third, and 4th position right now between Antron Smith, Colton Lane, and himself. Alex Maniaco up there in the race lead, though. 11 laps through this race already. It's going by pretty quickly. Laps are ticking off pretty quickly. But one thing to point out is Jefferson's now into the 2nd spot. Pit strategy here is the fuel window is about 28 to 32 laps in. You'll probably see a lot of drivers coming into around lap 30. We've seen you could possibly stretch it to 35. With a 67-lap race, if you come in on lap 30, you would have to come in at the end of this one. If you stretch it to about 32, I mean, this is going to be a 2-stop pit race no matter how you slice it if it's green all the way. And again, the NSDCA has tried to address the concerns about the fuel strategy here. Is blinded by the sunlight again. I forgot about that camera angle. But he is catching Benyako quickly. We were saying, you know, pit strategy's been chaotic this season. A lot of races have ended under that. But again, most of these pit strategy races have come down to an untimely caution instead of these guys running through an entire fuel cycle, except for maybe Pensacola. So we'll see. You're in the draft. You're in the throttle. A very large portion of this track is Jay Jefferson. He started this race 17th, and he's already gained like a second in the last few laps on Benyako. I don't think anyone's going to stop Jay today. I mean, this car is on fire. There'd have to be a caution probably to keep him out of there, but Benyako is about to get soared past by Jay Jefferson. Here comes Jay in that 48. He's grown up at this track. He's driven here before, and now he wants to get up there and try to win this race, and already 14 laps in, he's gaining. Antoine Smith, though, in the 00, don't count him out. He pulled away from that second group. He has the draft of Jefferson, so there might be 2 SBR guys fighting up here in this top 5. Patrick Smith is now 4th. And I've said it a lot of times, and I'll say it again, this is the guy to watch this season in the trucks and in the Cup, making those upper series starts for CFRO. He's been very strong in the 94, and it's nice to see CFRO has pretty much done a complete 180 from last season. The 94 truck with Logan Bradley, the 97 truck with Dusty Neal, both of them finished outside of the top 25 in points. Both of them did not have wins last year, and they were struggling for most of the season. And now Patrick Smith in his part-time runs for the 94. He was in the top 10 at Pocono 1 before he took a pit stop and was caught up in a late race caution as well. You had him running very strong in the second Pocono race and scoring a top 10 with teammate Stephen Wallace Jr. So Alex Benyako's blowing up from the race lead, tries to get to the bottom. Spurley Tube into the back of him in the 83. Sebastian Kukulon's in it as well. Nowhere for these guys to go. They're all scattering down the back straightaway, and now they're 5 wide heading through the corner. Caution is out, and that's probably it for the field. Jay Jefferson might have just went on to win this race because his biggest competitor, Alex Benyako, has blown up in the 83, and that is heartbreaking to see. Benyako had a possible race win last week, go up in smoke when those cautions came out at the end, and now started from the pole. The Brisk Iced Tea, number 83, blowing up down pit road. His day is done, and that's going to take him out of the points lead no matter how you slice it. Jay Jefferson, if he wins this race, he'll take the points lead. Roger Ray, if he gets a top 10, would probably hang on to the points lead. But Alex Benyako, his day done. There were ways to go for guys like Spurley Tube, but, you know, you're going way too fast. He's dropping through. Tried to get to the inside, but Roger Ray was, like, committed down there, so he didn't want to wreck him. And then now Sebastian Kukulon also torn up in that. So a couple cars torn up early. Jay Jefferson, though, is going to be the first one down into his pit box. And 18 to 67, this will mean you'll still need 2 more. No, actually, you should make it on 1 more pit stop. If this race goes green for a good portion, you should be able to make it on just one more pit stop as Jay's going to come on out. So this could be a better timed caution for these guys, able to kind of split that first stint up a little shorter. Antoine Smith coming out right there in second. Jose Perez is up here. Looks like Patrick Smith might be issues on pit road for the 94 truck. Roger Ray's still on pit road. Oh man, so close between the CFRO guys there. And this is a thin pit road. You might not be able to get out. And with that big pack behind him, Roger Ray, they're still on pit road. Was trapped, and now he's to the back. So we're going to have to watch and see if that 84 truck will be able to drive through the field. But we're under caution for the first time today here at the Kleenex 350. Let's take a look at the replay. Benyacco's just coming down the front straightaway. It's going to let go on him. And, you know, running full speed, you're running high temps, might have taped the car off or might have just been an issue. Almost hits Antoine Smith there. But you're going to see him coming down the back. He tries to get to the bottom lanes down there. Now Ray comes with momentum, keeps him from going down. Spurley Tube nowhere to go, right into the back of him. And Kukulon also into the back of him. But a couple good trucks torn up here. But Alex Benyacco got a feel for him, leading this race, led this race so far since the drop of the green flag. Had a truck to beat. Was going to hold off Jay Jefferson. It goes up in smoke for him. Benyacco's day done here at Texas. Back live here at the Kleenex 350. Jay Jefferson, Antoine Smith, Colton Lane, Jose Perez, Alex Peters, your top 5. Update on the 83 situation. It was a camshaft that let go on them as well. Matthew Brown rumored he dropped a cylinder in the 16. They had to try to repair that under caution. Coming back to the line, Jay Jefferson looking to win this race now. Green flag's back in the air, and he's pulling away to a jump on that restart. Now, Antoine Smith in second, but I just noticed Anderson Reed up inside the top 10 now, up inside the top 5. What a run for this 41 truck. A great pit stop there, and now he's inside the top 5 for this 41 team. He came out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere. Peter Onjak's there. There's Adam Mitchell in the 25. The 17 Ethan Head coming up, but as they cross the line, Jefferson pulling away. Flyby as they come across, as they come down here. And now Matthew Brown at the back, you see, must not have fixed that truck. He's pretty damaged up. Sebastian Kukulon, they tore the hood off of that thing and got him back out in that 20 truck. But we did see the whole field came down for 4 tires and fuel. So we'll have to see how this will be here as we run to this next caution. But now Jay Jefferson already out to a major margin here at Texas. And that's going to be already, they lost 4/10 that time. Antoine Smith in the 00. He's been getting some great runs these last few weeks. Pocono was a great doubleheader for him if his truck just did not blow up from the 10th position early on in the second race. But Antoine Smith has shown he has some speed. He has some potential. He is now getting ready. He's gotten acclimated to the team, so it looks like he could be a dark horse for a championship run in that number 00. He does sit 23rd in points. We do have 6 races left until we get our chase grid, so we'll see if Antoine can do that. Big run here. Jay Jefferson loses a lot of time through there. Big run. Alex Peters in the 45. If there's any trucks inside this top 5 that can contend with Jefferson, it might just be this 45 truck. He loves these big, fast tracks. You saw him almost win both the Crown Royal 300, and then he won at Auto Club this year. And even though it was a bit on strategy, you know, he was up front that entire race, so he loves these fast tracks. And now we'll see if Alex Peters can get that Zachary Racing 45 into victory lane today. But right now, Jay Jefferson pulling away once again from the field. Anderson Reed up in 5th, Eli Bright 7th, Peter Onjak now going to split Adam Mitchell 3 wide, and throwing Adam Mitchell in a very fast 1.5 miles is interesting, especially after your DPDS champion. Caution is out again. Jay Jefferson's in the race lead, 26 to 67 complete, so now this changes everything. Couple trucks involved. It looks like Alex Fletcher in the 32, Luke Rainey in the 71, Diego Yepes, Brandon Morris look to be the ones involved in that. Jesse Turner's in it as well. So another caution here at Texas. We're going to see if the whole field will come down. Looked like Eli Bright might be coming down. So this could be a split strategy run now as they come off. And we'll see Jay Jefferson staying on out. There you see Morris coming on in. So we're going to pause the camera right there. And Eli Bright's going to come on in from up front. So that's the Patrick Smith strategy there. It looks like Stephen Wallace Jr. is coming on in that 98 back there. There's also Maxwell Phi, Patrick Smith, the 24 of Kev Shearer, Eric Monaco's coming on in, McShane and Yepes all coming on in. So some split strategy there. We just pit I believe about 10 laps ago. So we'll see if the fuel or the strategy or the tires, hold up, and we'll see what'll happen. But Jay Jefferson jumped out to that big race lead. Looks like, though, multi-truck incident here. We'll go ahead, take a look, and see what these guys are doing under caution, though. Eli Bright down pit road was in the top 5 or top 10, and he came down. It looks like they might be repairing some of that 8 truck. He might have some damage from something. Look like 2 tires for everyone as they come on down, and that is Bright. They were under the on the side there trying to repair a bit of damage, so he's going to drop back a little bit, but it looks like 2 tires for everyone here at Texas is going to be what will bring this out. Patrick Smith on pit road also repairing some damage there. Cody Smart, Diego Yepes as well. But 2 tires for all those guys that came down. I probably would have just gone 4. You already lost all that track position. Go for 4, get some new tires. But we had a lot of cars involved in this one. We'll go ahead, get a quick replay, bring guys back to the action here at Texas right after this. First incident of the day here, the 94 is going to bounce into the outside wall. It's just a chain reaction, really. Many trucks bouncing off of each other. A big hit for Turner in the back, but McShane's driving around, getting pushed by the 71 of Luke Rainey. A lot of trucks in it, but a lot of trucks do get through it. Looking here at Patrick Smith, can't really see much with the sun there, but he does bounce off the wall into Rainey. They hook together. Morris really nowhere to go, stuck in the middle. Now Smith tries to get through, turns it down, and gets by. This is the guy that went for a ride, though. The 89 bounces off of a couple guys, almost clips the 59, but he gets hit by Turner pretty hard. Yepes, and then Fletcher comes piling in as well in that 32. Looks like those few drivers going to be out of this one as well. On board with the 89, and you're going to see how much of a pinball he really was. As 94 bounces off into the 71, 89 down into McShane, got hooked by the 57, spun around, and then is going to get nailed by Jesse Turner, and then Alex Fletcher as well. So a wild ride for the number 89 driver here today. On board now with Alex Fletcher, the SibTech Racing Incorporated number 32 at the back of this one. Just really you can't see. There's a bunch of smoke. Your spotter's trying to tell you go high, go low. Tries to go low, just too late. Hits the 89 out of nowhere. Big hit to the 32. His day's done. We're under caution for the first time today. A multi-truck accident here down in turn number 3 on the back straightaway at Texas brings us to the first caution of the day in the Kleenex 350. Back live here at the Texas Motor Speedway for the running of the Kleenex 350. Jay Jefferson in the race lead, Antoine Smith in second, Alex Peters third, Colton Lane fourth, and Anderson Reed sits in the 5th position. Jose Perez 6th, 7th is Adam Mitchell, 8th is Austin Murray, 9th in the 44 is Peter Onjak, and 10th Colton Yo. 11th DeLello, failed inspection, he's back up in here. 12th Ethan Head, 13th Austin Johnson, 14th Logan Bradley, 15th Sebastian Kukulon with all that heavy front end damage. Couple cars out of this one. Luke Rainey, Jesse Turner, Brandon Morris in the 89, as well as the 32 of Alex Fletcher have all taken their trucks behind the wall. At the back, Priya McShane in the 12 is still up there, and there are all 34 drivers left on this track are on the lead lap. Jefferson, though, out in front trying to go ahead and drive away with this thing. The strongest truck in the field, the strongest driver by far in the field. This 48 team looking for this race win. Alex Peters back in third, though. If he can get around to Antoine Smith, he might be able to run a charge, but do not count out that 00, that 60. Don't count out any of this top 5. They're all good at pretty fast tracks. Green flag's back in the air, though. We are racing again at Texas. Jefferson in that 48. Now Peters, we said he'd need to get around that 00 quickly to try to have a chance at Jefferson while they're all bunched together. And there's still a long way left through this one. Single file coming off, if you can see through the sunlight. But down the back straightaway, they spread out too wide. Up in front, though, top 3 stay in single file. Colton Lane there in 4th. Now Jose Perez looking to the bottom of Anderson Reed. That's for that 5th position. And Austin Murray in the 91. The Lavazza colors on this weekend. He's moving his way through. Looking for a move on Jose Perez here. As Anderson Reed now shoved 3 wide. Adam Mitchell again in the middle. Man, this driver, though, Mitchell is driving his heart out here, and it's on one of the tracks he's never driven at, some of the fastest trucks he's ever driven at. He's inside the top 10 for that 25 team. Great to see there for Adam Mitchell and KGM right now. Austin Johnson, though, he's got it done here at Texas before. He wants to do it again this season, and now he's moving on up. Ethan Head, Zachary DeLello, it looks like caution's out again here at Texas, so Jefferson does not get away from this quickly. Aiden Smith's in it. William Duncan's in it in the 29. It looked like he might have been flipping down the back there. But again, 32 of 67 complete. We're under another caution right here as cautions, breeding cautions here at Texas. The field coming on around to get back in line. William Duncan, though, Gotta feel for that 29 team. Ditech comes up to the trucks every season. They've come up for the last few years. As you see, they're pitting now, 32 of 67. This is suspicious. Stephen Wallace Jr., though, you see that 98. They came down under that last caution. They are staying out, it looks like. And it looks like those guys that did come in for 2 tires, including Kev Shearer, Maxwell Fay, it looks like Eli Bright back there, Patrick Smith, all staying out. So we have a new top 5 as they come on down. This pit stop here, though, will not get you to the end of the race because this is pretty much would be the end of a regular fuel window if you were coming down regularly. So we'll see if it's 2 or 4 tires. You've ran a decent amount of the race, so you're probably going to have to go 4 tires, and that's what Jay's going to do. And we'll take a look at the rest of the field as they come on down. Guys at the back coming on out, but again, they get in earlier. Jay Jefferson pulling that 48 truck back out. Antoine Smith's crew, Alex Peters' crew, are they going to get him out? Smith close, but had to get around. He's going to lose, or he's going to stay second. Lane's going to lose a spot. Look at the 63. Yep has played some strategy. He's now inside the top 10 for the Joseph Strigley Racing team. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, he's inside the top 10 now, so it was either a fuel only or 2 tires or something there. He played some strategy, got himself up here. Kev Shearer also came down pit road. I didn't even notice that. But up in front, that is actually the 19 of Larry Hagan that stayed out, not the 24, so that's my bad. But these 5 all stayed out. They came down under that last round of pit stops, so they topped off a bit on fuel. Still, no one should be able to make it to the end of the race on this. So we'll see if the way this race has been going, there's been a bunch of cautions, which is surprising, but we'll see how it'll be. Austin Murray has some front-end damage in the 91. I don't know where that came from, but that's going to cost him big time for pedal-to-metal racing. We'll see. Maybe Logan Bradley has damage. Don't know, but Murray coming down pit road, heavy front-end damage to the 91, so some issues there. That's going to take him out of contention. But a lot of cars up here. The top 5, though, stayed out in front of Jefferson. Antoine Smith, Colton Lane, Alex Peters, your top 4 from before this. Let's go ahead and take a quick replay of what happened to bring out the caution. So this is what happened to Austin Murray on pit road. He comes out 3 wide. Ethan Head just pulls straight out in front of him. Don't know what the crew chief was thinking. Head almost runs into the back of Yo as well, but that's going to destroy the 91 and take him out of the race. The radiator punctured in that incident. But here's the caution. The 29 of Duncan out in front of Cody Goforth. And Goforth just goes to the inside of him, turns him basically into the wall, and right back up. Nowhere for him or Aiden Smith to go. And Duncan, he's going to glide himself on his roof the rest of the way around this racetrack and through turn 3 on his roof, and it's going to flip over onto all 4s as he comes to rest at the apron of turn number 3. Slowing this down here, Duncan into that inside wall, and right there you bounce off. There's nowhere to go. He's whipping the wheel sideways, trying to keep it straight, but too much momentum. Right back into Aiden Smith. Smith had nowhere to go. Kukulon gets a piece of it, but the 29 goes up and over here in that truck. So a first flip today for that 29 team. You see Fitzwater got a piece of Aiden Smith as well. Patrick Smith just gets through it back there. Both Smith and Duncan, though, were able to get themselves out of their cars and were able to walk themselves to the ambulance, so both of them should be all right. Thankfully, the hit to the 29 was in the passenger door, so that definitely lessened the impact that Duncan could have received from that incident. But he glided on his roof down to the safety of the apron. Ditech not happy about how their top 2 series prospects have been going, but on board back here with Aiden Smith, and you're going to see the 27 turns. I mean, there's just nowhere to go. You just can't slow down in time. He goes around, spinning around, backs it into the outside wall again, but Smith does keep it going. I think pulls it down onto pit road. But the 29, a vicious hit up and over. Aiden Smith with some big damage to that 68 truck, as well as the 29, of course, landing upside down. We'll get you guys back to the action here at Texas right after this. Back live here at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Kleenex 350. Stephen Wallace Jr., Larry Hagan, Maxwell Fay, the 8 of Eli Bright, and the 94 Patrick Smith. Those are your 5 drivers that have 8 laps older tires than the rest of the field. Jay Jefferson, Antoine Smith, Colton Lane, Alex Peters, your first 5, with Peter Onjak that came off of pit road. But 2 left side tires was the call for the 63 team, as well as 2 right side tires for the 16 of Matthew Brown, and 2 left sides for Kev Shearer in the 24 team. Rest of the field took 4 tires. So you have some alternating pit strategies here. Issues for the 82 of Irving Allison, and that is the second time now that the 82 team is going to be screwed up, or SBR is going to be screwed up today. So Irving Allison, an issue on the 82 truck there, is going to cost him big time in this event. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick look. It's a suspension issue on the 82 team, so now that changes everything for Ethan Head and Antoine Smith. You've had 2 SBR failures this race, and now these guys are trying to just make it to the end. But you got 5 drivers up in front with older tires, did not come in. At this point, no one should be able to make it to the end of the race on this fuel run, so we'll see what'll happen now. Stephen Wallace Jr. leads us down. Top 5 did not pit. Green flags back in the air, Texas. Looks like Faye's already going to drop like a rock. Alex Peters look to the inside there. Eli Bright and Patrick Smith move out of the way of Jay Jefferson. Might be some dodge help there, especially if he doesn't stay between Antoine Smith and Alex Peters. Now, Larry Hagan wants to get out into the race lead. He's not a dodge this weekend. He's a Ford. He wants to get himself some points here in that number 19 truck. He'll be driving the entire season except, I believe, Daytona, as he was signed on to a race at Talladega. But Stephen Wallace Jr. will lead a lap under green. However, here comes Jefferson in that 48. Do not count out, though. Antoine Smith in the 00 back there as well, trying to make some moves. But you got guys now, Alex Peters up there. And this now, instead of races that could be like Pocono, this could become an auto club type race if we somehow get to the green the rest of the way, where you could see drivers trying to gamble at the end and trying to make it on fuel. Jefferson, though, in that 48 truck is going to blow by. Caution is out again, so they just keep crashing. It's the 63 now. Those 2 tires didn't work. Zachary DeLello's also in it. But now, as these guys come on around, they're going to catch the pace truck. You're good on fuel. If you pit now, you're good on fuel. There are no green-white checkers. You don't have to play that like the Cup Series had to last week at Pocono. But if you pit now, you're good to the end, especially if you fuel up. Tires, I mean, that's your call. But if you pit now, you're good till the end. And it looks like either Antoine Smith is the only one up front coming in, or the whole field is coming on in. And it looks like Jefferson is not going to strategize that. Now, what this is big for are guys up front: Stephen Wallace Jr., Maxwell Fay, Larry Hagan, Patrick Smith. They played the strategy that wouldn't have worked. They caught a caution. They're going to be able to stay inside this top 10 possibly in those trucks. But Jay Jefferson of the 48 team, they're coming down to the attention of their crew. Right here, 4 tires and fuel. Well, you need fuel because you want to make it to the end of the race. But 4 tires is just the play. That's all you can say, is 4 tires is what you want. And it looks like it's 2 tires for Jefferson. In the 48, unless I just wasn't paying attention. He gets slowed up, though, by Cordell Smith, and we'll get that update as they come on out. But Jefferson's leads them out. Smith second, Onjak third, Reed fourth, Bradley fifth. So pit crews, it's going crazy here. Zachary Fitzwater's now inside the top 10, so strategy pit crews. Well, some guys not being able to even get off of pit road, but man, this has gone topsy-turvy. Patrick Smith, Colton Lane were trapped on pit road. Again, it's a very thin pit road. You saw with Austin Murray, they took that truck behind the wall because he couldn't get out. But now Antoine Smith might have to just contend with Jefferson here, as well as Peter Onjak, Anderson, Reed. That could be your 4 guys fighting for this win. Don't count out Logan Bradley, Adam Mitchell up here. We'll get another pit report up after this break, and another caution. Right after that, it's been like 20 laps of 4 cautions. We'll see if they can keep it clean till the end. Another chain reaction in this incident. Diego Yepes goes right up and into the back of the 8, turns him into the 60, and they go spinning around. The 63, if he did not spin, we probably wouldn't have had a caution. Look at the saves by DeLello and Bright there. A lot of cars in this one, a couple damaged up, but a great save by most of this field, including Yepes, to keep it off of everything. We go ahead and go to our 3rd caution of the day. Back live a little early here at Texas. Ethan Head and the 17 team, an engine issue on their truck. Now they are going to just have Antoine Smith left. That is 3 of the SBR Toyotas. 2 of them have had engine issues. 1 has had a suspension issue, but now this will be the 3rd truck out of the race. Oh my gosh, Ethan Head. He had a great qualifying run, and it's going to go up for him. And now if you're Antoine Smith in that 0-0, what are you thinking is going to happen? What do you think could happen here? He's in second. He's been running very well all day, but SBR has fallen out. Each of them has fallen out this race. Jay Jefferson, he's in the race lead thinking, what if this 0-0 gets past me and it ends up like Ben Yako earlier this race? But you also got Angiato guys 3rd and 4th, Logan Bradley's 5th, Adam Mitchell, Colton Yo, Cody Goforth, Alex Peters, Zachary Fitzwater, your top 10. We had some differing strategies. Some people, a majority of the field took 2, but a good, like maybe 30-40% took 4. Those guys being, we'll list them off here. The guys that stayed out, Larry Hagan, Stephen Wallace Jr., they came in. You also they had 4 tires. The 12 had 4. The 98 had 4. There's some smoke up here. It's Antoine Smith, SBR, the 4th incident. And it's another engine issue on the 0-0 team. You cannot script this enough. The 0-0 team, SBR, is now out of this one. All 4 trucks running. Everyone was inside the top 10 except Irving Allison. And now the 3rd engine issue today for the 0-0 team. And that moves the TSR Angiato Alliance into 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Jefferson now, he could be home free. The only driver near him is Alex Peters. And the drivers that did take 4, a lot of people took 2 tires, but Kev Shearer, Larry Hagan, Matthew Brown, Austin Johnson, Maxwell Fay, the 98 is Stephen Wallace Jr., Alex Peters, Eli Bright, Cordell Smith, Patrick Smith, Jose Perez, Ethan Head, who's now out of this one, and Colton Lane. They all took 4 tires. Everyone else took 2 tires. And as Antoine Smith limps it back to pit road, we're getting ready to go racing. 26 to go this time by. Everyone's good on fuel now. Coming to the race restart. Green flag's in the air. Jefferson out to a jump over on Jack and Reed. Green flag, we're racing down into 1. Here comes Anderson Reed looking to the bottom. Reed has not had an opportunity to go up and win a race this season. He's won a race in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, but not in the trucks. Logan Bradley's up here. Adam Mitchell, Colton Yo. Alex Peters has those 4 fresh tires. You only ran probably 2 or 3 laps on those right sides or left sides. If not, as Anderson Reed gets a shot through the corner. Here comes Reed to the inside. He's trying to turn this horrible season around in the 41. He's going for the race lead on Jay Jefferson. 3 wide behind him. Here comes Reed to the race lead. Can he keep it? Not going to happen. Bradley and Peters now, just like the Crown Royal 300, could they work together and get up to the race lead? Peters into 3rd. 4th is Bradley. On Jack back to 5th. And you got underdogs. Cody Goforth's in here. Goforth sits 16th in points. He's up here. But he's gotten a warning this race already from the NSDCA for pretty much turning the 29 across the track. Now Anderson Reed has a challenge from Logan Bradley in the 57 looking to the bottom. Jefferson now scooting away as they battle and squabble for 2nd. Jose Perez up the middle. Now Maxwell Fye. Drivers like Maxwell Fye. There's Diego Yepes in the 63. They took 4 tires, but they're pretty slow. Zachary Fitzwater somehow inside the top 15 in that Larry's Lemonade 59. But these guys are fighting up in front, is letting Jay Jefferson scoot away into the race lead. He did take 2 tires, but I don't think it would have mattered if there was a longer stint between those 2 cars. Yellow flags out again. 1 car, 2 cars upside down. It's Cordell Smith and Eli Bright in the 8 and 67 as they come to a rest at the bottom. Bright sliding on his roof. Big hit to the 76 of Picard. And we are under another caution as they race back around. Peters is going to jump to the inside of Reed. That's for the 2nd position. And we're under caution once again here at Texas. Scary hit. Cordell Smith upside down. He drives it back. Eli Bright landed on his roof. He is towed back as well as Sam Picard. Damage to Kev Shearer, Brown, Cordell Smith. But, man, it has been left and right. We had an opening stint that looked good, and now it's just devolved into crash, 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 and crash with Jay Jefferson just having a different driver behind him each time. And this race, I'll tell you what. Well, we had a horrible race at Oxford Plains. I don't think you could say anything else than it was a bunch of cautions and a lot of torn up cars, and now we're having the same thing here. Diego Yepes coming down pit road again, so Strigley, he's at home resting, but maybe he's got a connection to the crew chief because he's going with that fuel strategy, that tire strategy. We'll see if they go for fuel only. 2 tires going up on that, so maybe they're going to try to get some more tires on that and possibly contend. That'd be something for the 63 team. Kev Shearer down pit road repairing that damage. They just came down to repair that damage. 2 tires on the 63. Big hits for Eli Bright, Cordell Smith, Sam Picard. We're going to get a replay, bring you guys back to the action here at Texas after this. This incident here was completely avoidable. They were running fine. They were running clean enough. And Sam Picard in the 76 coming off the corner. The truck's going to shut off on him down the front straightaway. Slows it down. Nowhere. Kev Shearer just had nowhere to go in that. Eli Bright gets turned into Matthew Brown. And a big hit for both Cordell Smith and Bright. They end up upside down. You're going to see Bright here in that 8 truck. Nowhere for the 24 to go. He gets hit by Matthew Brown. Bounces off the wall. It looks vicious, but at least, again, passenger side impact for both of them. It's just how they happened to flip over. The 8 ends up on its roof. The 67 crashed out here at Texas. Some big hits there. Coming back live to you after our 5th caution here at Texas. We had an opening stint, about 15 laps that was green flag. They were roughly clean. They had a few people scraping up, but that has sparked a chain reaction. I think the longest green flag stint since then has been about 5 laps. So we're coming down to the closing laps, 18 to go. Had a couple people come down pit road. You had the 76 Sam Picard. They're actually back out in the 76. It was a tire that blew on the 76 car, or 76 truck, so he's now back on track after getting that repaired. I guess they towed him back to the pit box, and I mean, if you get towed back and your car can still run, come bring it back out. There's no major damage vehicle policy here or anything, but Jay Jefferson's up in front, Alex Peters 2nd, Anderson Reed 3rd, Logan Bradley 4th, Peter Onjak 5th, Mitchell 6th, Perez 7th, Ray 8th, Goforth 9th, Colton Yo 10th. This has been topsy-turvy. Now Jefferson has a very strong truck and Alex Peters behind him. Really, you're going to have to make a move on a restart because you're not going to have enough time. If they just keep crashing, you're not going to have enough time. We're down to, it looks like, 24 on the lead lap, 2 others laps down, so 26 trucks left in this race. Green flags back in the air here at Texas. Jefferson wants to win in front of the home crowd. He's been dominant today, but he wants to win in front of the home crowd, but he has trucks behind him, and with these cautions, it just brings them right back to him. So now Peters and Reed, they're all over the back of him coming off the corner. Can they mount a charge on him? Down the back, Alex Peters closing up on that back bumper, but he's not going to make the move yet. Jose Perez in the 35. Where did he come from? He's inside the top 5 now in that 35 as Peters loses a bit of time to Jefferson coming off the corner. 1 truck's down pit road at the back. That is the 28 Riley Spurley tube. Probably just coming down for any of the issues that could be on that damaged race car. But now Peters, he had a charge coming off, and he has Anderson Reed behind him. Looking to the inside for the race lead. Alex Peters in the 45 to the inside of Jefferson. And this is what these guys need. They got to get Jefferson out of the race lead if they want to have a chance at this win. Reed slows him down, but Alex Peters fighting on the inside of Jay Jefferson for this race lead as Alex Peters wants to get his 2nd win in the season. Again, we have never had a driver win 3 in a row. Jay Jefferson almost won 4 in a row last season if it wasn't for an issue, I believe, at Richmond that cost him a race win there. Now down the back, Peters slow on the inside not giving him anything. On Jack in the 44 now on this outside line. If we can have a good race to the end, a good clean race to the end, it might save this race, but we're just hoping that these guys don't wreck it here again. We've had a bunch of torn up race trucks. Now Jefferson pulling away in that 48. Is Onjak trying to get up there and win, or is he trying to help his alliance partner in hopes that the alliance would maybe send some of those TSR resources and notes their way to Onj Auto, who hasn't really had a very strong truck season this year. But Peter Onjak, he's your points leader. If he wins this race, he could join Jay Jefferson in one of the few drivers, the 2nd driver that would have a win in Cup and Trucks this year. He has a win at Auto Club in the Cup Series. Perez does not have one in the trucks yet, so he's chasing him down. And the 48 is blowing up! What is happening? Jay Jefferson in the 48's blown up. Cody Goforth in the 27 blows right by. The top 4 had issues, and now Cody Goforth, Jose Perez, Colton Yo are your top 3. And Perez is going to get a move to the inside. Dude, did they wreck? They're green, but Jefferson, an engine failure on his truck. He's out of this race. Now Jose Perez in the race lead. Look at this top 4. Colton Yo, Cody Goforth, Maxwell Fye in the 01. Now you got Anderson Reed, Alex Peters trying to catch back up. Jay Jefferson, the luck. You win 2 in a row and something happens to your race. You lead and you blow up. You crash. You get passed at the end. And that also happened now to Jay Jefferson this time. Up in front, though, it's Jose Perez over the 21 of Colton Yo. Now Peter Onjak. No, that's not Peter Onjak. Anderson Reed in the 41 moving his way up into 3rd. Can Reed get an upset victory this year? Alex Peters in it. Logan Bradley. Here comes Austin Johnson in the 77. Who's even left in this race? You got a bunch of torn up trucks back here. Picard's 3 laps down. Yepes trying to move through the field. You got slower trucks at the back. And Jay Jefferson on pit road. Maybe they're trying to repair that 48 to get him out to finish. But Jose Perez is now 11 laps away from him taking a win for GDI this season. And Jose Perez has never won a race dominant at Chicagoland, not Chicagoland, Kansas, the finale. 2 years ago, the race leaders crashed out, and he went on to sneak the race win. At Las Vegas, they had a late caution. He moved to the inside of Cloud on a restart with 1 to go. He took the win. And now, Jay Jefferson, as well as the rest of SBR, really, the dominant trucks today have blown up or been held up by Jefferson, and he's 9 laps away from taking a win. But Anderson Reed in the 41, it's been a while since he's gone to victory lane in the trucks. It's been since Watkins Glen last year, and Reed this year, he only has 1 top 5 and 1 top 10 total, a 3rd place at Pocono last week, the first one. Now Alex Peters looking to the bottom. Can these guys catch up to Jose Perez? But can Colton Yo shock him and take the win in that 21 truck? Up in front is Jose Perez, 1.1 between them, now 1.18. And now you see there is Riley Spurleytube. He came down pit road. They did something to that truck. Must have had a vibration or something. He's back out, but he's a lap truck now. Is Colton Yo in the 21? Could he get helped to a race victory? But Jose Perez in the 35, I don't think you would have thought he would have been up front. We're looking back through the field. Fitzwater's dropped back, but a good thing for teams like Zachary Fitzwater, for Joseph Strigley, Diego Yepes. Strigley is about to have a career-high finish for the team with Yepes. He's inside the top 15 in the closing laps as he's fighting with this front group here. But again, those guys are trying to keep their trucks clean. Now, Jose Perez in front has the draft from the 28. Peters is clear into 2nd. Reed 3rd. Yo 4th. Now a battle for 5th between Maxwell Fye, Austin Johnson, Ken Johnson. We said it. His last win at Texas. He won at Texas in his inaugural win in the Mountain Dew Custom Series by moving the race leader in the closing laps after driving up on him. And right now he's charging to the front in that 77, fighting for this 4th position as he goes by. Now Reed and Peters, they're fighting each other. Jose Perez has cleared Spurleytube. Perez is just 6 laps away from claiming his first win on the season and possibly putting himself into a chance for a wild card spot. Perez is 10th in points entering this race. I don't think anyone would have known that because just like Austin Murray, he's been quiet this year as well. But now when the going gets tough, we had a bunch of crashes. It thinned out the field. And now with drivers dropping out left and right in the Texas heat tonight, Jose Perez is your race leader. Alex Peters, Anderson Reed, they're losing time. They are losing a lot of time, but Austin Johnson might just be the fastest truck on the track right now as he's catching him. Now Spurleytube is going to be a problem for Alex Peters and them. Was that a caution? Caution's out again! 2 cars in it. It's Kev Shearer and Zachary Fitzwater. Actually, a 3rd car in it. Looks like Sam Picard. And this might just lock up Perez's winner. This might be a last lap battle for the race win here at Texas. This is a race of attrition, and that's all we can put it. They're running it at night. They're doing, they repaved Texas. They're running it at night now, and it's not looking too good. And Kev Shearer, Zachary Fitzwater with a heavy hit, and that might just kill FAR right there. Sam Picard also in there, but we got to take a look. None of them were able to drive back. Hopefully they are all right. But Jose Perez in the race lead. Riley Spurleytube will be a lap car in the middle. But we only have, I think, like 20 trucks left in this race now. There's Kukulon in 19th. Oh, Diego Yepes might have gotten a piece of it. He's 20th now. We got to take a look and see what happened and bring you guys back if we're going to even go racing at the end of this one. Another caution here at Texas that could end this race. Sam Picard dives to the inside of Yepes. They get in it, but Picard is going to get hit hard on that passenger side by Zachary Fitzwater, and that is a vicious hit for both drivers. Fitzwater did need some help getting out of his truck, but they will be taking him to the infield care center and checking him out for any injuries. Sam Picard was shaken up. He sat in his truck for a bit in that 76. Before finally getting out. Might have had the wind knocked out of him. And that is a scary, scary impact here at Texas. And if we ever come back to this facility, they need to fix this before we end up seriously injuring someone, because this has been a joke today. We'll get you guys back to the action here at Texas after this. Back live here at Texas, and the lights went out last time. Now Jose Perez has to survive a one-lap dash to the finish, just like he got his last win just over a year ago at Las Vegas. Alex Peters is in second. Spurleytube's a lap truck, and that's probably going to cost Reed, Johnson, Yo, Fay, and the rest of the field their chance. But we're down to only 22 runners. Spurleytube is the only driver. Actually, the top 20 right now all are on the lead lap, so that would probably lock up those upgrade points for them. But Jose Perez still has to try to win this race with a one-lap dash. Alex Peters right behind him in the 45. We're coming around. It'll be just one more lap to go here at Texas. And everyone's good on fuel. It's not going to be like Pocono last week for the Cup Series. Everyone's going to make it to the end. Now Jose Perez has to hold off a hard-charging Alex Peters for this race win. Coming down the front straightaway here at Texas. Green flags in the air. We are racing. Peters looks to the top. He gets a big run on that restart. Anderson Reed's looking up on the 28 of Spurleytube now, trying to make short work. But Alex Peters, can he get the run through the corner in that 45? Not going to happen. That might be too late, but here comes Anderson Reed. He made a good move to get around the 28 truck. And now Peters with a run down the back. He's got the push from Anderson Reed. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into 3 and 4. Peters to the inside. He's going to look for it. It's going to be a drag race coming off the corner here at Texas. Perez loses it on the outside. Coming to the line. Alex Peters in the 45 wins it in a last lap pass at Texas. Alex Peters stole that one. He went to the outside, made the move. Anderson Reed had to go to the top to get around Spurleytube on that opening jump. He gave Alex Peters the push, and Perez could not hold up on the outside line. Alex Peters will become your second race winner this season to get 2 race wins. And Jay Jefferson is heated. The Texas fans are heated because they saw drivers, they had Jay Jefferson, the hometown favorite. Texas Star Racing had a chance at the win. Colton Yo's going to survive for him. He comes home 4th, but Bright and Jefferson out. Spurleytube with damage. Alex Peters comes home with the win, though. Not too many cheers in the crowd for that race. We had a lot of torn up trucks and a lot of vicious hits here at Texas. And, we're just going to have to keep that in mind in case we ever want to come back to Texas again in the following years. Hopefully they'll be able to make the track a bit more safe. But some vicious hits, multiple flips. I don't think we've seen a lot of flips on ovals here in a while in the NSDCA outside of Talladega and Daytona races, the Super Speedway races. But, man, that was a vicious hit for some drivers. Zachary Fitzwater, thankfully, okay after that one. And yet again, another race that the Spurley cage holds up, and thankfully for Zachary Fitzwater, he is okay, as well as Eli Bright and others who were involved in some scary incidents here. That was a race of attrition. That's all you can say to it, is it was a race of attrition. All 4 SBR trucks blowing up. TSR just nuking themselves at the end of this race, and ton of drivers just going for spots that were not there, and a lot of guys end up in the wall with wrecked race cars. The NSDCA, though, announcing to team owners, meet them at the haulers after the race. We'll discuss some concerns by the team owners about that stuff. But that was a race today here at Texas. I wouldn't say it was a good one, but it had some good moments. It had some dramatic moments. A lot of chaos, a lot of confusion here, but a good race to the finish at least. The one-lap shootout might not have been the best, but that was probably the best way for Jose Perez to win that or to lose that race. But for once, a late race charge bites him in the butt. He doesn't win that race. Thank you guys for tuning in here to the Kleenex 350. Texas World coming up next. And then I believe we head out to Old Spice. I'm pretty sure is the next event for the Cup Series or the Cup Series here. The trucks do not run Old Spice. If not, I'll correct them later. Anyway, interesting race of attrition. That's all you can say about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.